Hey everyone, want to talk about complete training with self-defense. What it really comes down to is a lot of times different people will train certain areas that are definitely related and have benefits towards your self-defense, but a lot of times they'll just stay in maybe that area. A big one we usually see is people that are into firearms. They'll usually just shoot, and then that's about all they'll do. And they'll just say, well, I've got a gun, that's all I need, or whatnot. Or just some people, maybe they just shoot to have fun, and that alone doesn't even carry into thinking about self-defense training. But when we really are thinking about self-defense training, we want to make sure that we are really training completely in all areas that we need to be training in. And that's why we here really try to focus on those multiple areas when it comes to self-defense training. So the firearms, the medical, the fitness, the combatives, right? Recently, I was at a range day and I was talking to some of the guys, and it was really cool because we were talking about that self-defense mentality and how the things we're doing training-wise and whatnot need to be driven towards self-defense, or at least most of the stuff. There's other things you can be doing, whether it's to have fun or whatnot, but we need to be also having that self-defense training mentality. And so we were talking about some competition shooters in the area and how they just shoot to have fun, just that's their sport and that's it. And obviously that's not a problem to have a hobby or just enjoy a sport or something like that. But if it is something that is related or can be indirectly or directly related to bettering your reactive defense, it's important that you strive to do that. And so it was interesting that they were talking about how these guys, they just shoot to have fun and nothing else, when that is a huge thing that can benefit them in their self-defense, whenever a situation might arise. But then at the same point, we then started talking about combatives. I brought up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and things like that. And some of the guys were like, oh yeah, I need to get more into that and whatnot. I need to, get doing other things besides just firearms. And I made the connection of, hey, just like we are talking about these competition shooters that aren't really shooting for self-defense training, they're just shooting for, sport, that's now kind of what we're looking at here with ourselves, of how we're just shooting, but then we're not also looking at the other areas that we need to be training in. Because if we're focusing only on one thing, then as much as we weren't necessarily putting those guys down, we were saying they kind of are, not doing what they could completely be doing. The same way, directly mentioned combatives training, not really doing combatives training, but doing firearms training. Well, there you are lacking in completely training for self-defense, and it's an important issue. So I just wanted to remind you guys that in every area of self-defense training, you need to be striving to progress and really be focusing on all those different areas so that you are bettering your reactive defense.